Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to be with you here today, and in particular to be with our hunger strikers, some of whom have been, as you've heard, on hunger strike now for 65 days. And as they've set out, seeking the most basic of rights for their friends and relatives in Camp Ashraf. They've made very clear that all they seek is that all of the international bodies, states, organs who have responsibility towards the residents of Camp Ashraf and are responsible for ensuring that the rule of law is observed in Iraq and elsewhere, do the most basic, which is to insist of the Iraqi government that, having had 3 of their own court's judgments ordering the release of these 36 unlawfully detained residents of Camp Ashraf, that they immediately release those people. It's noteworthy, and you probably know this already, that initially those 36 who were detained, some of whom removed from Camp Ashraf whilst they were unconscious, having been beaten by Iraqi security forces with axes, clubs, knives and other instruments. They were removed without even being identified. The claim of the Iraqi security forces was that it was these people who were the victims of their crimes, who'd been beaten, some unconscious, some had broken limbs, that it was they who were somehow responsible for the violence. In any event, the Iraqi courts heard what those individuals who were responsible for this barbarity had to say for themselves. And they decided that there was no evidence whatsoever that any of these 36 detained had committed any act that required the intervention of the security forces or the courts. They were not guilty of any crime under Iraqi law or otherwise. Having been ordered to release these 36 people, Mr. Maliki, the Iranian regime's puppet in Iraq, decided that that was not going to be something that his masters in Tehran would welcome. So he decided, the courts having made their decision that these people had committed no crimes, that actually there were going to be new charges put against them, which was that they had entered Iraq unlawfully. In fact, again we know that the Iraqi courts decided a couple of days ago that these people had been there for 20 years lawfully, and again there was no evidence. And this time the Iraqi judge said that there is no further recourse to appeal. I just want to finish off by making a couple of very short statements, which is that more than 50 British parliamentarians have demanded the immediate release of these 36 unlawfully detained individuals. And also I just want to read to you very quickly a statement issued by the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe and signed by more than 70 of its members. It says, the Iraqi forces' deadly attack on Camp Ashraf, home to 3,400 members of the Iranian opposition, left 11 dead, 500 wounded and 36 residents abducted. The Iranian regime is trying to destroy the camp and its residents through the Iraqi government. Iraq's refusal to release the 36 abductees in defiance of 2 Iraqi court verdicts and the presence of the Iraqi forces in Ashraf are causing grave concern. The European Parliament's April 24, 2009 resolution stresses that Ashraf residents are protected by the 4th Geneva Convention, and the Iraqi government must refrain from expelling or forcefully displacing them within Iraq. It also calls on Iraq to end the siege on the camp. We, that is the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, urge the US forces in Iraq to guarantee the rights of Ashraf residents and protect them against violence and mistreatment. As a positive step in guaranteeing their security, we call for the establishment of a UN monitoring team in Ashraf. We also call on Iraq to facilitate deployment of the team. Finally, the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe stated, we share the concern of Ashraf residents' families who are on hunger strike in Europe and North America, and assure them that we will pursue seriously the case of Ashraf, particularly the 36 abductees. Thank you.